Welcome to Penjikent, a drab stopover on the Uzbek-Tajik border, a humble market and some fading Soviet mosaics. That's about it. But in its heyday, this was the Wall Street of the ancient world. The great forgotten civilization of Sogdiana, from its centre in Samarkand, dominated trade on the Silk Road. Sogdian merchants acted as brokers between China, India and Byzantium, and they grew rich trading silk and gemstones and slaves. They were mostly Zoroastrians, and they spoke an ancient Iranian language called Sogdian. In the 8th century, everything changed. The armies of the Islamic Caliphate, having swept through Persia and the Near East, then invaded Central Asia, and Sogdiana was brought under Arab control. Gradually the Sogdians converted to Islam, and they came to speak the new Persian language, heavily influenced by Arabic. Their native Sogdian was lost to the sands of time. But what if there were a place so remote, so inaccessible, that neither Alexander nor the Arab could reach it, and where Sogdiana lives on?
Да, я Anzob было. Что 10? Да? 10. 70? А, 10. Хозяин гостиницы мне сказал 60. 70.
Scanned for Tanzania, man.
Zaman Dushanbe meraftum, Dushanbe oradan ne oldu? Anzob ili Margi.
Margi. Да.
Margi.
Anzob hayet.
Как далеко между Анзобом и
10 километров.
10.
10. И собирались и потом...
Окей. Других пассажиров нет сейчас?
Нет, да. Других пассажиров нет.
Окей.
50 рублей.
50, хорошо. Британия. Лондон. Город Лондон. А вы? А вы? Откуда?
Из Маргиба называется.
Маргиб? Вы в Маргиб?
Нет, это Анзоб.
Анзоб, да, я тоже.
Анзоб, Маргиб, Ягноb называется.
Да. Даже в маленьких кишлаках в Ягнобе они говорят.
Все знают.
По-русски, хорошо.
Ну, точно не знаю, у Ягноб знают, не знают, а у Анзоб всех знают, потому что все едут в Россию зарабатывают.
Well, good morning all, and welcome back. We've left grey Penjikent behind and come to a slightly less grey, but certainly more scenic settlement called Salavoda, up here in the mountains. We found a car going to Margib in the lower Yagnob. I've been excited to make this trip for a while now, so yeah, just happy we're nearly on the way, on the trail of ancient Sogdiana. I don't think there'll be many people going to Murgab, not Murgab, we were in Murgab last time. Margib. Might need to dip into the strategic gold reserves a bit and pay for a few spare seats, but I think we've got one more passenger at the moment, but there's 4 or 5 more seats in the car. We'll see. I'll give it half an hour. Not a bad place to wait. Вы в Маргиб едете или Анзоб? Анзоб. I think we're just going to Anzob.
Правда.
Yagnob.
The lower Yagnob turned out to be a veritable hive of industry, at least by Tajik standards. A fleet of Chinese Shackman trucks carried coal out of the valley, and there was a small hydropower station. Due to its vast amount of glacial meltwater, this is probably Tajikistan's strongest suit. 95% of its electricity comes from hydropower, and they're building the world's highest dam, and have been since 1976.
I've been told to get out and have a look from the panorama. Oh yeah, what's holding this up? Looks sturdy enough.
Чемпион.
Может быть, когда я вернулся. Да.
Только будь осторожен, медведь нападает тебе.
Окей, медведь.
Будь осторожен.
Окей, я буду осторожен. Медведь есть?
Медведь,
волки нет. Медведи, волки, оползни, холод.
Холод, да.
Много способов умирать. Окей. И после того, да, я хочу по долине до верхней части. Но не знаю, может быть, снега уже пришли и заблокированы, не знаю.
Assalamu alaikum.
До свидания. Хорошего дня. Well, that was pretty easy, pretty smooth in the end. Nice to see a bit of industry going on in Tajikistan. It's quite a rare sight to see any economic activity, to be honest. Wow, so welcome to Anzob.
Да,
Я в Маргиб иду.
Маргей.
Да. Но я пешком хочу.
Пешком?
10, что-то такое. Не, из развилки в Маргиб 30.
Из Анзоб до Маргей 30 километров.
Посмотрю. Окей, спасибо.
Хорошо.
Well, that's a goddamn lie. Ain't 30 kilometers to Margib. We'll show him. Hello. What nice people. What nice Anzobians. I can't say, however, what nice Yagnobi people, because although we are in the Yagnob Valley, these are not Yagnob villages. The Yagnobis, it's quite a funny name, I'm going to have to keep saying it. The Yagnobis only live in the higher parts of the valley. So Anzob is a Tajik village. The one we're going to, Margib, is also a Tajik village, and I believe the one that I want to reach before nightfall, Hishurtob, is also a Tajik village. Then after that, you're into the real Yagnob, the upper Yagnob, sort of time capsule of ancient Sogdiana. So the people in Anzob are not special. They're not ancient Sogdians. That man's repeatedly running over with his bike. Hey, what a rum activity. I'm sure there's a good reason for it. Now, of course, as you saw, I had wanted to get a ride to Margib, but no one seemed to be going to Margib. Seemed like Anzob was the place to be, so we had to settle with Anzob. We have crossed paths with Anzob once before when we went from Dushanbe to the Zedafshan Valley. we went through the Anzob tunnel. And the Anzob tunnel was constructed as an alternative to the previous route that used to take you from the northern part of Tajikistan through this wall of mountains and to the rest of the country, including the capital to the south. And the road used to go over the river here, up that valley, over a series of passes, and you'd eventually come out the other side. But not only was it very long, it was also incredibly dangerous. There was always avalanches, landslides, people would die regularly. And so eventually, in the early 2000s, the government, along with the Iranian government, built the Anzob tunnel, which has its own problems. Its nickname is the Tunnel of Death, but we got through it unscathed. I think it serves its purpose, probably better than the old Anzob Pass. I wonder if you can still take that road. Probably not. I didn't think I'd be able to see it actually, but I don't know what else that can be. You won't be able to see it probably, but I can see a series of hairpins and a road snaking up above the snow line. I mean, really high up that mountain. Yeah, that's I can see why they wanted to build the tunnel. Wow. Time to leave Anzob behind and find out whether it's 10 or 30 kilometers to Margib down this narrow gorge. Aren't the autumnal colours wonderful? Exclusive cognac. Oh my goodness. Wait, that's probably there because I can't go on. Yeah. Bit of a brain fade there. This area is very prone to rock falls. You can see all of this at one point would have covered the road and it got cleared away, but it's not a particularly nice feeling to be walking under these rocks, to be honest. It's been dry recently, so there should be nothing loose, but yeah, pretty imposing. Jeez, look how much this bit's overhanging. I mean, this road obviously has been cut with dynamite or some modern technology, but I mean, imagine getting up here into this narrow gorge centuries ago. It's no surprise that the Yagnob people stayed isolated and their language stayed unique and untouched. I think that'll be Margib over there. Salam. Salam alaikum. Это Маргиб?
Margib.
Да. Есть две части, да? Нижний и верхний.
Другой дорога.
А, окей.
Это Маргиб, это Ягноb.
Я в Хишуртоп, правильно? Я туда пойду сейчас. В Хишуртоп.
Так что тут 7 километров.
7, окей. Добро, грузовик.
Другой шофер придет. Вот эту дорогу я шел.
Окей, давай, спасибо большое. До свидания. Well, this is the Margib bypass. There's two parts to the village. The lower part, you can see some of the houses here, and a higher part you can't see. Donkey alert. Donkey fight alert over there. How's that working? Okay. I'm sure Margib has plenty to commend it over and above donkey fights, but it's not a Yagnob village, is it? So what can I do? Maybe I'll stay here on the way back, but for now we have to push on. Извините. Салам алейкум. Это вода чистая, питьевая.
А?
Вода,
А,
река. Можно пить? Уверена?
ага.
Окей. Спасибо. I can see some trash in the water. This is the sort of decision that can make or break a trip, really, isn't it? Their stomachs might be able to handle it. I'm not sure my weak English gut can. Спасибо. Спасибо большое. Nah, man, I can see stuff floating in it. I can't do it. I'm gonna have to go thirsty. I'll be shitting that out for the rest of the week. Let's get cracking. The road to Yagnob. And it's only 10 minutes past 2. At this time of year, up in the high mountains, days are very short. And the light I do have already feels kind of golden and evening-like. Wait, there's a word for that. Vespertine. Vespertine, that'll do. The grid stops there, it seems, which means that in Yagnob, where we hope to spend the night, assuming we're not cast out on the street, and in the rest of the upper Yagnob Valley, it's solar panels, maybe a mini hydroelectric generator, I don't know. Otherwise it's pre-industrial stuff. This scree has somewhat recently come down. I wonder what happens when half the hillside just collapses and blocks this road. How long does it take to reconnect the people of the Yagnob Valley with the rest of the world? I don't know, it can't be quick. Where's the nearest excavator? Man. I'm more confident about this. I think the road goes a little bit up the Yagnob Valley, like the upper Yagnob, but it definitely doesn't go the whole way. There are several villages that you can only reach by foot or by mule. But yeah, we're going to be going to those kind of places on this trip, I promise. But yeah guys, it's a pilgrimage. You've got to go by foot. The best things in life are reached on foot. Oh wow, what does that remind you of? Those rock formations, I don't know if you can see them. Is it Cappadocia? Kind of. It's getting a bit dark now, but I'm pretty sure the river turns right up here. And I guess it turns left, because this is the left bank, right? This is the left bank, that's the right bank. That's how rivers work. Anyway, I think, yeah, Yagnob will be up the valley on the left. And doesn't look too far from here.
I would guess that people couldn't have reached the upper Yagnob by this route in pre-modern times. More likely they entered from neighbouring valleys through mountain passes, which would only be free of snow in the summer months. This extreme isolation kept them safe from invaders and marauders over the centuries. But it could not keep them safe forever. In Soviet times, a very great tragedy befell the people of this valley, of which we will learn more in the days ahead.
Alright, bored of walking now. I'll be glad when I reach Yagnob. Looks like some signs of civilization over that little iron bridge. Finally. You can see these ruined buildings here. I'm afraid that's far from the last we're going to see of that on this trip, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. Anyway, before you lies the Yagnob Valley, the proper one, the upper bit, where the Yagnobi people live, and they speak Yagnobi. That's the time capsule of ancient Sogdiana up there. And we'll be going there tomorrow. But today, we've got to go to Yagnob. Oh my god, I think it's up there. Oh, it's like another kilometre along this path. Oh well. It's not really that far. I just thought I was done. I thought it was here. Alright, let's try and guilt trip a peasant into letting me crash at theirs. Onward. Yagnob is just around that bend. A bit nervous, to be honest, a bit apprehensive. I've never done this before, just walking into a random village and hoping someone will offer me a bed for the night. But I'm reasonably confident. I think my plan is to sort of just find somebody and sort of plaintively ask them, oh, is there a guest house here, knowing full well there isn't. And I'm sure Tajik hospitality will take over from there. I am going to pay them, of course, just to be clear. Alright, let's see how this goes. Oh, okay. That was easy. Здравствуйте. Салам алейкум.
Как дела?
Все хорошо, да, я только что пришел из Анзоба.
Пешком?
Да.
Откуда сам?
Я из Великобритании.
Англия.
Лондон, да. Англия. Well edged. Алейкум.
Куда завтра?
Спасибо. Как вас зовут?
Али.
Али? Джозеф.
Джозеф.
Очень приятно.
Хочешь дальше идти или что?
Да, завтра, да, я пойду дальше. Да. И да, я хочу до конца долины пойти.
Пешком только, да?
Больше пешком, да.
А в Великобритании? Англия.
Саламе. Wow, that's his homemade honey. Goodness me. What is it that we do to honey to make it all golden and runny? Because that's like how it comes out of the beehive, right? Wow. That just seems so good for you. Even if it's just sugar.
О, чай, пожалуйста.
Спасибо. Но последние 2 часа я был очень устал. Да, и ветрено было. Но выше в долине холоднее и ветренее.
Да, здесь 2500 от уровня моря. Сейчас печку зажгу, тепло будет.
Окей.
Эй, фарангиш. Баят, сейбат. Шушти?
Fucked. But I feel about ready. Assalamu alaikum.
Как это?
Макак.
Пе.
Пиво, это брака.
Вы чего газета?
Ходать мало.
Это таджикский говорящий кишлак, да? Не ягнобский говорящий.
Ягновский тоже есть, таджикский тоже.
Ага. А ваша семья?
Не, наша семья таджикский, вот сосед по-ягновски. С-английски разговаривает. Общее отсюда начинается Ягноб. Там первый таджикский язык, второй тоже таджикский, керенте тоже таджикский, там керенте и канце. Еще на вобот 3 кишлака в конце. По-таджикски разговаривать, здесь 2 кишлака.
Окей.
В середине ягнобский язык разговаривают, в середине. У нас холодно здесь, 2 метра снег будет. Зимой 2 метра. Как
2 метра.
дом
И дорога
закрывается.
закрывается?
Пешком только можно.
Окей. Надеюсь, что не будет... Это не происходит, когда я здесь.
Декабрь, январь,
Окей.
потом.
Хорошо.
Снега будет.
Я не хочу остаться здесь 4 месяца.
Я 7 лет в Украине был, в Харькове, там
Харьков?
жил, там
Да,
работал.
да. Ага.
Работал там в Украине. 7 лет, потом приехал и женился.
Я был там, в Харькове, да.
Был в Харькове?
Да, да.
Сейчас там война, да? Россия бомбит.
Да, раньше, да, до войны я был там.
Я тоже до войны был.
Вы вернулись сюда, когда война началась?
Да.
Да.
Овец есть здесь, козы, коровы, вот делаем, продаем, живем.
Да.
Больше негде работать.
Лучше в самостоятельном Таджикистане?
Да, самостоятельно лучше. Там коммунисты управляли, им все можно было, а другим нельзя.
Да.
Кто коммунист, то лучше жил все.
М.
А кто нет, там все бедно жил. Сейчас тоже вот этот наш президент слушает Россию. То уже без России не может. Тоже и сейчас не очень хорошо. Работы нету, ничего нет.
Да.
Он все держит в руках. Не хочет,
Переворот нужен.
не хочет, чтобы другой стал.
Да.
Опять заместо себя сильно поставить, у нас сильный мэр города же. Нету демократии, в Таджикистане нет.
Да, к сожалению.
Плохо. Все люди уехали за границу, некоторые в Америку, Англию, Германию, Россию. Там мало осталось. Все профессора, например, умные люди уехали. Сейчас остались все только слушать президента.
Tajik mountain village staple. Potatoes and meat. No complaints.
Для меня это как-то отравлено.
Для меня тоже уже вообще не нравится Россия. Украина тем более не лучше.
Здравствуйте, Шамаламлык.
Sizce salata خوب
Тоджики наметно.
نمیدونم
Таджики не видно.
Афганистан?
Нет, мы воевали за Афганистан.
Не, раньше,
И
может,
да,
не
мы проиграли.
Индия была
Проиграли.
территорией 200 лет,
Да.
территория Англии, да?
Да. Они сказали, что это империя, на которой солнце никогда не заходит. Ну, сейчас у нас тут маленькая остров.
сейчас я сами
Да.
себе.
Выглядит старше меня.
Старше,
У него лучше, у него борода лучше. Да. Борода лучше.
А ты вообще молодой выглядишь. Я на сколько выгляжу?
50 с лишним.
Мне 60 лет.
60 лет? Ерунда.
60 лет.
Ты очень хорошо выглядишь.
Откуда электричество?
Солнечные батареи.
Ага.
Когда облачно нет света.
То, что я хотел сказать, да. Ну, хорошо.
Я христианин.
Да?
Да.
Почему?
Я верю в Иисуса.
Угу. Хорошо.
Читал Библию, уверовал в Библию,
Угу.
принял Иисуса Христа.
Да. О, молодец. Это...
Коран это вообще не понимаешь, там по-арабски,
Мгм.
молишься по-арабски. А Библия по своему языку можно Богу разговаривать, все.
Мгм. Что в исламе уехать из веры, это очень серьезное дело. В многих странах это,
Даже могут убить.
да, больше 1000 лет назад люди здесь были огнепоклонники.
Да.
Да. Потом
Потом
мусульмане.
арабы пришли, все
Да.
мусульмане. Силами.
Да.
Да, силами. Чуть не стал там Исламская республика Таджикистан. Потом начали их убрать.
Да.
Убрали. Исламский язык плохой, плохо. Иран, Афганистан, вообще там плохо живут люди.
Да, я еще раз соглашаюсь.
Ali and I spent the rest of the evening discussing the cosmos and putting everything in its rightful place. Satisfied with our work, we decided it was time to turn in.
Well, guys, that's the end of day 1 of the Yagnob Valley adventure. I think it was a good one. Certainly finished well. Ali, you know, what a character. Anyway, today's been a bit of a prologue to the main event, which is the Upper Yagnob, and that's what we're going to get up to tomorrow. Weather looks a bit sketch, but fingers crossed, it'll be alright. So, yeah, I'm absolutely knackered, so I want to get a bit of rest, and I'll see you in the morning.